และสำหรับหัวข้อสุดท้ายของการเสวนาในวันนี้เราจะมีการเน้นย้ำการให้ทุกท่านมั่นใจในความปลอดภัยของ Cloud Solution โดย Mr. Fadli Hassim Sales Engineer ASEAN and Korea จากบริษัท Barracuda Network ค่ะ Next, I would like to invite Mr. Fadli Hassim Sales Engineer ASEAN and Korea from Barracuda Network. Please, sir.
Hope it's a good day for you guys. I know it has been a long day for some. So my name is Fadli Hassim. I'm from Barracuda Networks, taking care of ASEAN and Korea. So we have our team here as well, our sales team, our marketing director there, Winnie, and hopefully it's one of many events with Microsoft moving forward. So today, what I'm going to talk about, so I hope it's not going to be long. I know it will probably be a little bit tiring for you guys. And I think for the past couple of months, I've been the last guy before the event ends. So it's either I'm between the crowd and their lucky draw, or their crowd and the crowd between their lunch, something like that. But I hope everything is still pumped up. Okay, so what I'm going to talk today is a little bit about the technology, how Barracuda working together with Microsoft, the giants in cloud space, and hopefully you guys can learn one thing or two about how we actually help a customer whenever they think about migrating to the cloud or even preparing themselves moving to the cloud space. Yeah? So to start off with, so this is pretty much the weather of our cloud space right now, right? Excuse me. Some of it pretty bright, being accepted, or some people very fond of accepting or embracing cloud migrations. Some are a little bit skeptical, a little bit cloudy. Those pretty much very concerned, hey, I'm moving to the cloud, what's going to happen to my data? If you take a look at some movement within our regions recently, so there was an announcement by Singapore government, right? So they encourage the enterprise or even the government agencies to move data to the cloud as much as they can actually ensure the data actually reside in the country, right? So that's where you see a lot of movement from Microsoft building data centers in across a lot of countries, right? So that way they ensure it's within the cloud sort of environments, but the data doesn't leave the country, right? So but then again, we talk about a little bit more than that. So not just moving the environments onto the cloud space, but also just subscribing to a pure SaaS solutions like Office 365. So what I'm going to cover today is that we're going to take a look at how Barracuda can help customers through their journey towards the Azure environments, as well as Office 365 as well. All right, so before we go to that agenda, so let's take a step back and look at how cloud security stage is, right? So traditionally we have our on-premise solutions, we have all the layers of infrastructure, securities, our operating systems, platform, and so on, and all these are within the customer's responsibilities. So we have to take care of all these on-prem solutions, right? And then we started to move into a little bit into the cloud environments by doing offloading some of our infrastructure. So we started to move to those providers who offer infrastructure as a service. So we subscribe compute resources on the cloud, but then again we still control on the operating system, the platform, the applications, the runtimes, and so on, right? As you go on towards a pure sort of cloud environment, we started to look at platform as a service, right? So this is where customer subscribe compute resources, operating systems, everything provided by the platform as a service providers. But what they deploy is just applications and data sets, right? And finally, we come to a point where with regards to software as a service, which is SaaS. So we are talking about customers offloading entirely to the cloud, and they just administer their data, right? So when you take a look at all these movements from on-prem all the way to SaaS solutions, the responsibility started to change, right? The security setups differ, and the responsibility divided as well, right? We take a look at more and more responsibility from the cloud provider to secure all the infrastructure, and the customer is still maintaining the access to the data. And as opposed to, we talk about Azure as an example. So you can buy compute resources in Azure, you can move your applications to Azure, you can put your web applications, your email, but then again, you still have to figure out how you can better protect your infrastructure on Azure, right? So that's just an example. So by this, what I'm trying to get here is that with this responsibility, the customers still have to look at the architecture, right? We talk about building multi-layer security, multi-tier security approach. It still applies even when customers move to the cloud, right? Okay, so first of all, starting off with Microsoft Azure. So what happened is, just so you guys are aware, we were the first, Barcona Network is the first certified security partner in Azure, all right? So that gives a lot of confidence from customers that we have, or even from partners who have worked with us, the fact that we have been the earlier adopters of embracing the clouds and be majored together within Microsoft environment. All right, so when we talk about customers moving to Azure environment, so we talk about securing the workloads that we have shifted from on-prem to the cloud space. So we talk about what are the critical applications that we have migrated. Do we need to secure these applications? Are we moving our web applications? Why people embrace the cloud? Because of the scalability, right? People move to the cloud because of, hey, I can scale today. So today I start small, next year the customer grow, and I can scale myself. But within that, the security has to scale as well. So that's what the dynamics of the cloud environment. So even if your infrastructure, while infrastructure scale, the security protections that you have also scale, right? And we talk about the logistics of remote access. You offload your applications to the cloud, but you still have your staff working from anywhere around the world. So it could be on-prems, or they could be in your mobile facilities. They still have to access those applications, control that, manage that, maintain that, right? So how do we provide the most access to those staff? And last but not least, how we ensure the security across all our setups. So some people still manage or run their environments or on-prem solutions. Some customers have on-prem plus the cloud. Some customers entirely move to the cloud. So how do they move from technology security on-prems and all the way to the cloud? So that's where Barcona try to help to give them seamless sort of experience, whether they are on-prem or decided to move on the cloud. The technology shift is very minimal, it's close to none, so they experience the same sort of technology. So we talk about customer responsibility in the shared security models. It's much more divided, but it is much more focused. So customers are looking at securing their data, controlling the access, authentication services, and we talk about how they can better move or control when data try to be exported out from the cloud, right? And we talk about Microsoft as the platform, providing the Azure. Microsoft provide the security for the multi-layer setups. There are many customers on the cloud. Microsoft secure that, provide the security between customers. And Microsoft Azure provide you the security against all the cloud threats, right? But on top of that, there are better needs to secure how you manage the access controls, how you need to provide the remote access for the environment move on Azure. All right, so we take a look at when customers move to a cloud space like Azure, there are few considerations or few things that they have to think or prepare. So first of all, we talk about security, ensuring all the setups on the cloud environment is secure. The second, we talk about how we can optimize the user experience, how they can optimize or better enhance the experience on the cloud, serving their applications, scaling through the growth as they need. And we talk about the migrations, how they can have a seamless sort of migrations from on-prems all the way to the cloud. And we talk about how customers, partners can maximize their investments once they move to Azure space, right? We talk about having the same technology on-prem, having the same experience, get a faster ROI, and that provide a very minimal sort of transfer of technology. All right, so one of the examples is that we have a product which we call Next Generation Firewall. So this is just as similar as how we see Next Generation Firewall on premises. It provides all the protections to protect you from all these perimeter sort of threats, IPS features, protect you from all these network DDoS and stuff like that. So what happened is, as you take a look at customers moving to Azure space, and sometimes when we step back and take a look at security sort of requirements, building multi-layer security is still a concern, right? Probably have multiple servers within Azure, have different segments between them. All these have to be secure within each other. So you're going to need something like our next generation firewall. And we talk about most of the common use cases that the customer are looking at, having a third-party solutions like what we have in Barracuda Networks offered in Azure Marketplace, is that we talk about how we can expedite the VPN tunnels, right? We have on-premise solutions, we have on-premise setups, we have on the cloud. So how we can actually secure a private communications between on-prem and the cloud. And we talk about multi-tier architecture, whether it's 2-tier firewalls, 3-tier firewalls, it still applies even when customers or partners move their environments to the cloud space. And we talk about express route. So Microsoft offer these features called express route. It's similar to something like we talk about VPNs or MPLS, but how we can expedite or deliver, accelerate traffics within those dedicated services, right? And we talk about traffic controls, how we can better control traffic coming towards the clouds or going out of the clouds, right? Are we doing the WAN optimizations, accelerating the packets going out or coming in, and how we actually provide access control from users remotely accessing the cloud services. And then we talk about access resource. So we talk about customers or partners moving their environments to Azure and have some setups on premises, but still maintain the same authentication level, right? So they authenticated using their email access, they authenticated to all of the services, whether it's on the cloud or on premises, right? So the other part is that most of the customers that we see, initially when they move to the cloud, they move their web application first before the rest of other applications, right? It's because of web application is the most scalable and dynamic sort of application that they run. And because of that, the very key things about protecting web applications is by having a web application firewall, right? So this protect them from being hacked. There's a lot of web defacements, attacks that you heard of. There's a lot of web attacks. So those are the attacks that have been protected by the web application firewalls. And the fact that when you put on the cloud and the performance can scale, today you're supporting infrastructure for 1,000 concurrent users. Next month it will probably be 2,000, and the third month probably go down back again. So the security will also be scaled accordingly to the infrastructure that you set, right? So that's what the beauty of the cloud. So as you grow, as you scale out or scale bigger, the security scale as well. So those are some of the use case that we see from web application firewall is the need to, first of all, to provide application security. We talk about authentication services, how we can actually integrate access controls with what we have. Now Microsoft offers ADFS, so you can integrate your solutions on-prems and on the cloud within the same sort of authentication services. And we talk about data loss. Whatever data that you put up on the public interfaces or public web application services, how do we secure those data from being leaked out? How do we protect those data from being stolen, right? So those are some of the common use cases. So those are some of the products that we see mostly customers move to environments and they need to have those setups. Just like how you build an office, You have the server, and you put a firewall to protect it. Similar experience when customers move to the cloud is exactly the same setups. Some of the products that we have right now, which we offered on Azure. So just as a security company as well as data protection company, so we still maintain that storyline of having security and data protection end-to-end, even on Azure. So right now, what we offer on Azure is that we have a next-generation firewall, web application firewalls, our email security gateway, our email archiving solution, as well as our application delivery service. So you can, so customers or partners, if you're interested, you can actually go to Office Azure Marketplace, try it out for 30 days, so it's free. If you need any help, you can always reach out to us. And my last topic before we end, it will be about Microsoft Office 365. So we know some of the customers that I met today, some of them already moved to Office 365, and some of them are started to look at what are the things that they have to consider before they move to Office 365. So what happened is, we talk about Office 365, first of all, the trend is the email movements to the cloud is increasing. So even from the statistic, you see lesser customers buying Exchange Online, and more customers are actually purchasing Office 365. That's the migrations that we see. So that is from real life data from Osmo Research, which they do research for all the Microsoft customers. So there are also non-Microsoft customers which are moving to Office 365, right? So what happened is, we talk about from our solutions and what we have and the experience of helping the customers moving to the cloud, we see that most of the times the customer has to prepare themselves for all these 3 steps. So we come up with these methodologies of how customers can actually prepare themselves before they migrate to Office 365. So first step is preparing their setups. So how do they see their emails right now? Are they moving from on-premise to the cloud? How do they collect emails from on-prem solutions and move it to the cloud, right? That's from the preparations. And then we talk about the migration process, pushing whatever emails that they have on premises and push it to the cloud. So that's during the migration phases. And once they have already on the cloud, how do they operate? How do they secure their Office 365 account? How do they retain the data? And how do they back up the Office 365 environments? Office 365 environments comes with Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, OneDrive. So there's a lot of things that a lot of elements that we have to look at. So from our solutions, first of all, every customer that actually purchase these solutions, what we call Barracuda Essentials, they can actually run these email threat scans, which come for free. So those customers who already migrated to Office 365, they can actually scan the emails for any threats that exist. So we know there are email securities and stuff, but then again, there are advanced persistent threats that is out there lurking through all the mailboxes. So for those customers who doesn't have any securities or require some sort of like advanced security services. So first of all, what they can do is that they can scan all their Office 365 mailboxes, find the threat, and then work on the remediations, whether they want to take out those emails, find the owner of all these threats, move it out, or probably purchase security services. And secondly, we talk about migrating, how we help expedite the migrate process. So we have the solution, what we call PSD Enterprise, where we are able to actually collect all those PSTs available on-prem, right? And then create rules and then move it out to the cloud. So once the customers have created their accounts on the Office 365, we can actually import all the PSTs that we have collected and move it to the Office 365 mailbox. So, and last but not least is how we operate. So secure the Office 365 environments and keep the data for a certain period of time because of legal issues or e-discovery litigations requirements, and protecting the Office 365 elements as well, right? So ideally, Barracuda Essential Solutions, what we have is that we provide these email security services where we protect email from spams, from advanced threat persistence that comes through email protocols, all those link protections, anti-phishing, ransomware, malware that comes from email. And then we talk about retenting the data, how we can keep email for a certain period of time because of the needs for litigations, e-discovery. It could be for recovery as well. So some of the staff may have lost their laptops. How they can recover all those lost emails, right? So with these solutions, they are able to archive for a certain period of time. They can allow the user to actually retrieve their emails, rediscover their emails. They can actually allow more productivity as well, as all these archives are available from their mobile devices. So they can actually search through the archives anytime, anywhere. And then we talk about protecting the cloud environments. And when we talk about protecting the cloud environments, backing up Exchange Online, backing up SharePoint Online, and backing up the OneDrive as well. So all these elements are all together as a bundle of suite of solutions from Barracuda Networks. It's coming through our existing SaaS solutions, or even our on-prem solutions or software-based. They're cooking together to actually make a whole nicer solutions for Office 365. So just before we end, so just a little bit snapshots of how far we can come together with Microsoft until up to this point. So last year, we were the IVR Partner of the Year from Microsoft. And we talk about dominance in the cloud. We started off earlier. We have 600 big enterprise, Fortune 100, Fortune 500s. Up to this point, we have about 5,000 customers who migrated Office to Office 365 and have worked through our solutions to help them secure their Office 365 environments. And we talk about continuity of the clouds. So Barracuda will still continue within this space. And we've been long Microsoft technology partners. So hopefully this relationship is something that we can benefit for the customers and partners as well. And with that, so hopefully, if you're making your step or journey to the cloud, whether it's Azure or Office 365, so do think about us, right? Think about Microsoft, think about Barracuda, and probably talk to us. Hopefully we can help you guys through your journey. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fadli Hassin, Sales Engineer, ASEAN and Korea from Barracuda Networks. และแน่นอนที่สุดนะคะวันนี้ต้องขอบพระคุณบรรดาวิทยากรผู้มากความสามารถที่ยินดีมามอบความรู้และถ่ายทอดประสบการณ์รวมถึงสร้างความเชื่อมั่นใน Microsoft Solution ให้กับองค์กรธุรกิจทั้งหลายค่ะซึ่งหากท่านใดที่ยังมีข้อสงสัยในรายละเอียดเพิ่มเติมสามารถที่จะพูดคุยและแลกเปลี่ยนประสบการณ์กันได้นะคะหลังจากที่เราจบช่วงพิธีการค่ะและสำหรับผู้ร่วมงานที่กรอกแบบสอบถามในระบบเป็นที่เรียบร้อยแล้วขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านค่ะร่วมรุ้นรางวัลกับการจับ Lucky Draw นะคะกันที่บริเวณฮอลล์2ค่ะเพื่อลุ้นรับของรางวัลพิเศษมากมายเลยทีเดียวสามารถไปได้เลยตั้งแต่ช่วงเวลานี้นะคะและสำหรับวันนี้ดิฉันขอเป็นตัวแทนคณะผู้จัดงาน Microsoft Solution Summit 2017 ขอขอบคุณผู้ร่วมงานทุกท่านค่ะและหวังเป็นอย่างยิ่งว่าเราจะได้พบกันใหม่ในปีต่อๆไปนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ